What's going on, folks? So this band or project rather, Everglade. I did a reaction a bit ago to the song "Hail to the King," but I kind of goofed. I did a reaction to what was actually just an instrumental like demo version, instead of like the more recent version, complete version with vocals and stuff. I saw the other version had like a music video. I didn't realize that there was two different versions, so I reacted to the wrong one. So I wanted to do another reaction to Everglade for one of their other recent songs with vocals and all that good stuff, to make it up to them for kind of goofing. That was my error. But yeah, so this is Everglade with the song Earth, Wind, Fire, and Sea. Very curious to check this out. So without further ado, let's give it a listen. Rangers, go. Interesting song, but I dug it for the most part. The guitar work was killer, really really killer. Loved all the riffs, the shredding, all that good stuff. I mean, guitar work was exquisite. Um, and for the most part, I thought the vocals were really solid too. More so in some spots as opposed to other spots, but I don't like blame like the vocalist. It's more of like the vocal melody in there was a little weird. I'll get to that, but yeah, I mean I like the vibe of the song, and again the guitar work was killer. The drums were really solid too. And it starts out really cool, and then you get into the verses, and I really like the verses because it kind of shifts to like a classic kind of heavy metal sort of vibe, with like the heavy riffs. It was kind of head banging, was really cool, and the vocal approach also had that kind of vibe. And I thought his voice sounded really, really cool there. He really delivered those lines really well, and had a bit of grit to his voice, and captured that kind of classic heavy metal sort of style. And I like the melody of the verses. I just thought the verses were really, really cool. It had a cool personality to it, a cool character to the verses, between the music and the vocals. So I really, really dug that. And then like something, it's interesting because it felt like some things kind of changed a little bit of how it was approached throughout the song. So I'm a little like, I don't remember now what happens between the verses and like the chorus, because the first time I heard like the chorus, I thought that was like the pre-chorus. So I was a little bit confused there. But then later, like the second time around, after the verses, sounded like there was like a proper pre-chorus there, and I really like that. Again, his voice, nice range there. I really dug that before the chorus. But the first time around, I don't quite remember if it just went from the verses to the chorus. But one thing though that I will say is at the tail end of the verses, both times, the music gets a little it just like that transition was a little odd, because it kind of like speeds up a bit, and then the guitar does like some intricate stuff, but it kind of just ends up kind of mashing together with things, because like the vocals are still going, and then all of a sudden the guitar starts doing some stuff. It just that transition at the tail end of the verses was a little bit odd to me, but anywho, so I don't remember now if there was a pre-chorus that first time round. But the pre-chorus, when I definitely remember the second time round, I really like that pre-chorus. But then you get to that chorus, and it just felt like the chorus really kind of took the energy out of the song. Everything kind of just deflates a bit, and then even like the melody, bum 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 bum. It just feels like all the energy from the rest of the song just goes flat there in the chorus. And that's what I was saying about like the vocal. It's like I would have liked more movement in the vocals there in that chorus, but it's like kind of just like the melody, the way that it's designed. I mean, but then at the end there is, and I thought the chorus was much better then, but like the first two choruses, yeah, it just feels like the song deflates, and that melody, the way it's like kind of executed, just doesn't really do much. It just, yeah, it's like you just want more from it. But then again, at the very end, after the bridge and all that stuff, you get like the final chorus. I was listening, I was like, wait, is this the pre-chorus or is this the chorus? And I was like, no, I think this is the chorus. And yeah, I mean, it just sounded much better because there was more vocal movement and everything. It just had packed a bit more of a punch and matched the energy of the rest of the song. But the first two times, it just felt a little flat. So if like every time was more like the final time, I think that would have just really taken the song to the next level, but then you get like the bridge, killer guitar solo, killer guitar work and all that. I thought, when the vocals came in, it was kind of cool. It had a little bit of like a redundancy to it, but it kind of kept evolving. There's some cool like backing vocals, some cool kind of like effects done to the voice, making it sound almost like more sinister and stuff. So that helped it keep feeling fresh, even though it's like the melody itself was kind of redundant. By adding those extra little things as it went, really really helped. Again, it keep feeling fresh, and then it goes, you kind of get like the final chorus and stuff. And again, I already talked about that. I thought that was a much better chorus than the first two times. And vocally, he had more freedom, to have more movement in his voice and range, and it, showcase that better. And it just benefited the chorus big time. So yeah, I mean, a cool song. I dig the vibe. I really, really like some elements of it. But it's just those first two choruses that I think really kind of just deflates the song. And then other little just minor things like that versus transition with the music. And yeah, I mean, that's really about it. But it's still a cool song. I look forward to what this project, because if I'm not mistaken, the project is kind of like a one-man band, bringing in like a vocalist, but it's a fella from the band Time Decay, who created this project and does most everything, if I'm not mistaken, and then just kind of brings in a vocalist. So, yeah. Oh, but even like the chorus was interesting too, because the way that it's like delivered, there's some awkwardness with like the lyrics, like the way things are kind of, some just kind of dragged out, others kind of, it just the lyrics in there just felt a bit awkward within the melody itself. So yeah, that's another thing. But at the end, when there was a bit more bombast and energy to the chorus, you didn't really notice that as much. So again, yeah, it just goes back to, I wish that final chorus was kind of just how the chorus was all the way through. That's really the biggest thing. But yeah, still a cool song. I look forward to more Everglade in the future, hopefully. And yeah, let me know, folks, in the comments down below, what do you think of this song here? If you listen to the Hail to the King, but like the full version with the vocals, not the one I reacted to, but the full one. How does this one compare to you? What do you think? And yeah, thanks so much for tuning in. I'll catch you next time. Ranger out.